CBS News sources have confirmed the Justice Department will announce the indictment of the former president of Cuba today. We reported last week that the U.S. was taking steps to file federal criminal charges against Raúl Castro. The DOJ wants to try the 94-year-old in connection with the fatal downing of two planes decades ago. This is happening as the U.S. has ramped up pressure on Cuba with a blockade. CBS News correspondent Cristian Benavides joins us now from Miami this morning. Cristian, what more do we know about this indictment, and why is it happening now?
Well, Adriana, sources familiar with the investigation told CBS News the Justice Department is expected to unveil the criminal charges against Cuba's former leader, Raúl Castro, at an event at Miami's Freedom Tower. Now, Castro, as you mentioned, is 94. He's the brother of longtime dictator Fidel Castro. He's being indicted on charges related to Cuba's deadly 1996 shoot-down of planes operated by a humanitarian group, Brothers to the Rescue. Now, the group helped rescue Cubans at sea who were fleeing the communist island on rafts looking for freedom in Florida. They also participated in pro-democracy missions, such as dropping leaflets on the island. Also, for the first time, Secretary of State Marco Rubio addressed the Cuban people directly as Secretary of State. He marked Cuban Independence Day this morning with a Spanish-language video message directly calling out the regime. I spoke to Jose Basulto. He's the founder of the group. He told me that he wants justice to be served. Now, Raúl Castro formally stepped down as leader of Cuba's Communist Party in 2021, but he is widely seen as one of the most powerful figures in the country.
And Cristian, we know that Cuban Americans are spread all over the country, from California to Texas and in the New York area, big clusters. But the largest base of them is in Miami and South Florida. What do they think of what's happening?
Well, look, this is an incredibly momentous day for Cuban Americans who, for many decades, have demanded change on the island, and for the past 3 decades have demanded justice for the 3 Americans and 1 U.S. resident who were killed by the Cuban regime. I spoke to Orlando Gutierrez Baronat. He is an opposition leader who lives here in South Florida. Take a listen.
I think we are the closest we have been in many, many years to a fundamental change in Cuba that restores the rights and freedoms of the Cuban people. That's the only change worth having. And I think that there are many different factors in play. It's a perfect storm for the dictatorship in Cuba. So I think that from the people protesting in the streets of Cuba to the international pressure, to what's going on within the regime itself, everything indicates that this regime could be reaching its final days for the sake of the Cuban people. I hope that's true.
So the big question here is if this indictment means that Raúl Castro will be brought here to Miami to face justice at 94 years old, or if this is just another way to enact pressure on Cuba to be able to accomplish the Trump administration's ultimate goal, which is regime change on the communist island.
We know we'll be watching. Cristian Benavides, thank you so much.